Hey everybody, Mr. B here and welcome to the Loft. Today we are doing a low carb shrimp and grits. Let's go. So you may ask yourself, how in the hell are you going to make low carb grits? Well, you're not. You're going to substitute rice cauliflower for that piece. And listen, no, you'll never believe they're not grits. I'm not telling you that. I'm not going to insult your intelligence. But by the time we put all the cheese and the cream and the yum and the butter and all of that in this stuff, it will be to die for, and you will love it for what it is. So let's get started. I'm going to start in a cold pan with half a stick of butter, of course. We've got our butter getting nice and foamy. So we are going to start adding our riced cauliflower. This is still frozen, so it's going to be a complete disaster, of course. And I'm using 1 pound or so. Here we go. Now we're cooking. And we're going to take this opportunity to try to get a lot of this moisture out of the frozen cauliflower. Start getting it coated with butter, as well as to get it melted. You're going to want to start with starting to break down your cauliflower here. Let's put a lid on this and let that help to kind of steam on through. Because once the grits, if you will, get there, they can kind of hold. Because once you start cooking the shrimp and the sausage, which I will talk about here momentarily, you know, that's going to go pretty quickly. So you want this waiting on you while you are doing this part. Now that the cauliflower is thawed, if you will, you're going to want it to kind of let go of some of its moisture and steam out before you add more liquid to this. I know that sounds counterintuitive. Also, but it works. You'll see. It will come together and be creamy and thick and cheesy. Please be sure to get it absolutely everywhere as you are doing this step. And we'll just let this go for, I don't know, 5 minutes or so. I also like kind of the nuttiness that the cauliflower takes on and kind of toasting in this butter. That helps kind of, you know, attempt to get a little bit of that corn flavor that you would get from grits. But heck, at the end of the day, it's going to be so cheesy and good. You're not going to miss it. Okay, the cauliflower, it's releasing a lot of its moisture now. You definitely want to let most of its moisture let out and cook off before you add more to it. I know that sounds counterintuitive, but you'll see how it comes together. Another benefit of this step is toasting it in that butter gives it this nuttiness flavor that I really am digging. Now, if you wanted to speed this along, you were doing this in a weeknight, by all means, steam your cauliflower in the microwave until it is done, and then put it in a pot, and here we go. To this, I'm adding about a cup of water with some bouillon base. See if I can rinse a little bit of that out. That bouillon is going to give this a richness and flavor that's amazing. So I'm going to hold on salt at this point in time until I figure out how much that bouillon is bringing it. Now, guys, if you wanted to do this the traditional way with real grits, all you got to do is get you a box of quick cooking grits, cook it to package instruction, substituting whatever liquid it's calling for stock and little bit of this heavy cream. Are you kidding me? And I can always thin it out later. And we are gonna let this develop. And I'm gonna hit it with a lot of black pepper. I love black pepper on my grits. And again, we'll hold for salt. And we will let this start to thicken. Okay, I have heated up a couple of tablespoons of some olive oil in a large skillet, and I'm adding 1 pound of Cajun style andouille sausage, and we're gonna get this browned. You're looking for color, you're looking for crispy, and to be quite honest, you're looking for the sausage to kind of impart its flavor and fat into the skillet. Now I'm gonna push my sausage kind of off to the side like that. In goes 1/2 of a medium onion diced, 1/2 of a green bell, 1/2 of a red bell diced. In it goes. Get that good and coated. We're gonna let that cook to soften. Now, while that's happening, my grits are reducing lovely, 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 lovely. So it's time to get the goodness up in here. I'm adding 4 ounces of grated smoked Gouda. Let me tell y'all about this. This smoked Gouda in shrimp and grits is the way to go. It's something about the way it combines with the smokiness of the sausage. You also see this with bacon a lot. Is just magical. Maybe bump my heat up just a little bit on that. We're also adding 4 ounces of grated sharp cheddar. Okay, let's not neglect our friends here. All right, I'm gonna test my grits for salt. I've got just a wee bit of room for that. So some pink salt. Okay, I saw a trick where you need to work on the texture to get them a more gritty versus, you know, ricey. Hand masher does great for that. Immersion blender also. That's looking amazing. I'm adding 1 pound of medium shrimp. I'm using a frozen product. So it's gonna take them a little longer to cook, but just let that go and hit it with a shit ton of some Cajun seasoning. And a good pinch of some cracked black. There should be sufficient salt in the Cajun seasoning, as well as the sausage. Turning my cauliflower up to start letting it reduce for the final lap. I've decided I'm gonna add about 4 ounces of some cream cheese to this, because why the hell not? And it will help to kind of thicken it up a little bit. And we'll give that a stir in. Here in the last moments, we're gonna hit this with about 4 to 5 cloves of minced garlic, a little fresh parsley, and some fresh green onions. Hit it with the juice of 1 lemon. Stir to incorporate all of that. Get that garlic to open up for about a minute. Let's reduce my heat. And then to bring it all home, a couple of tablespoons of butter. And just let that butter kind of melt itself in there. All right, I'm gonna cut the heat on the shrimps, and we will just let this cauliflower continue to reduce. Okie doke, let's get this plated up. I will have to say, it's taken a while for the cauliflower to get where I want it. But truth be told, look at that texture. And that cheesy deliciousness. Have you ever? Okay. That. Now we're going to take some of our sausage and shrimp and some of that delicious gravy that we've created. Let that get down in there good. Okay. A couple of fresh lemon wedges. Let's hit it with one last round of some freshness. And a few more of those green onions. And there you have it, guys. Shrimp and grits. Keto carb friendly. All right, guys, let's see how it did. It'll hit with this fresh lemon. A couple of dashes of some really good hot sauce. Now let's give it a taste. Guys, that's good. This is really good. You should give this a try. Again, if you want to do just regular grits, by all means, you can do that. Of course, it's what it's all about. This is a great way to kind of cut some of the carbs, although we did add some with, you know, the bell peppers and things like that, of course, but the cauliflower rice is cheesy. It's got a smoky edge to it. It's creamy, buttery. It's the perfect bed to like soak up the sauce from the pan. You know what I mean? All right. That's it for Cajun shrimp and grits, kids. Click subscribe. Come along for the ride. We're going to see you next time. I'm out. Get down. Sorry, I've got a cat trying to get some shrimp here. Excuse me. Okay.